Last episode, we discussed the reversal pattern known as double top, double bottom. This episode, I decided to switch it up and bring up one of my favorite continuational patterns, the ascending triangle. So, please enjoy this 20-minute video on the ascending triangle. Let me show you exactly how it works and the psychology behind the trend and why it works. So, in the middle of your uptrend, you reach a peak, you reach an all-time high, and sellers see this as good value to short. So sellers begin taking short positions here, and they push the market a bit, and then buyers begin to step in, seeing that this is also good value for a buy-in. So they begin to buy in, pushing the price back to where it was. Again, sellers take another step back in and begin filling in orders. During this time, you see buyers again push the market back up. But what's important to note is the volume that's taken place during the uptrend that's occurred before should be lower than the volume taking place in this ascending triangle formation. So when you have a decrease in volume, that's a good thing in the ascending triangle because this is a period of consolidation. You want the stock to digest a bit before it can move higher. Again, sellers begin to see value. They don't manage to push the markets at all. Buyers step back in. And now, inevitably, what happens most of the time is buyers begin to push the markets because they have so much more reach than the sellers. So they push the markets a bit higher, and once it breaks through this support, you see a huge shock in volume. This is because not only are a lot of people watching the pattern and waiting for the breakout, but as well you have short sellers that have to cover their positions. So the same people that went short on this side, aiming to go further down, are the ones that help in the volume of the breakout. Because when you sell short, you're borrowing the positions from your broker. And then when it goes against you, you have to buy to cover. So you buy the shares back, which increases the volume and the price overall. So again, the volume doesn't always spike up like this, but if it does, it definitely gives your profit a boost. And for descending, exact inverse. So sellers are pushing it down, buyers begin to see good value. They push it back up a bit. Well, that's a messy line. It's like an earnings spike right there. So buyers push it up a bit. They don't manage. Sellers come back. Don't manage. Buyers buy in. Don't manage. Sellers, again, don't manage. And they start making this formation. And eventually the buyers can't hold it through and the sellers get the advantage. Again, same deal with the volume. It should be decreasing in the pattern until the eventual breakout. Same exact thing. Buyers end up having stop losses around here, while sellers have stop losses probably around here. So as long as you get that initial push downwards, as long as you win the tug of war, is what I like to think about it, then that's the formation. And you end up getting some nice profits. These really aren't too hard to find or spot. That's why I kind of like them. And they're really good, I noticed, during earnings reports, because a lot of times you see this formation happening and the earnings would be like right here on the day of, and it's like go all in on call options at that point. Just kidding, don't do that. Now the best way to play this is, there's a couple ways you can play this actually. You can be a bit more aggressive and buy in at one of these dips. If you see this happening and you're a bit more experienced and you see this happening, you can decide to buy in here, here, or here. But if you're a bit newer, you might want to wait to the breakout. You might even want to have your buy-in position here. So that way at least you'll be able to cover this much profit, which is a hefty profit most of the time. Always make sure you know when to pull out though, because a lot of times the trend ends up coming to reverse and test. Well, in this case, it'll be easier. So the trend would go up and then come back and retest this point right here. Just gonna stretch it up there. So the trend would go up and then come back, retest, and then probably bounce off, but that's usually what happens. The trend usually takes about anywhere from a couple of weeks to a month to form. It usually doesn't take too long. And there you have it. That's the ascending, and that's it. Those are the ascending and descending triangles. One of my favorite bullish conformational patterns. As I said before, they're easy to spot. And aside from making them one of my favorite continuational patterns, aside from the famous bull flag, which is coming up next later this week.